I remember she told me she was born in Miami, about 2004 or so. She was pretty sure, because she could still remember what it had been like before the Euros rocked Washington and the near miss took out Tampa. She had these incredible blue eyes, clear through and through, like crystals of lace, and a smile from a magazine dream. Of course, the eyes were Technics 2350s, and the smile really was from a magazine. Nice biosculpt job. It didn't matter how much was real in the end, I still fell hard for her. I'm that type. Johnny Silverhand. Section 3, Tales from the Street. It's like climbing out of the clone vat. You got this half-formed person standing there, dripping with a smile. You got some stats, maybe even a vague idea of where you're going with this character, but nothing else. So, how do you take this blank and make him really cyberpunk? You start with the life path. Life path is a flowchart of plot complications designed to help you give your cyberpunk character an authentically dark future background. Its 7 sections cover your national and ethnic origins, your family, friends, enemies, personal habits, and even key events on a yearly basis. It's intended primarily as a guide. If you encounter something you don't think fits the character you've envisioned, feel free to change the path as you see fit. Use the back of your hard copy sheet to record your life path. Remember, Cyberpunk hinges on role-playing, so make use of the information in your life path run. It's a guaranteed adventure generator. Everyone on the street has a story. What's yours? The way to find out is by using this life path. From its pages, you'll discover your past, enemies, friends, lovers, and liars. The life path will give you the clues you need to make this person work for you. It'll also give your referee some idea of how to put an adventure around a bunch of numbers. Street slang, some common terms of the 21st century. AI, artificial intelligence, a computer with a full self-awareness. Booster, any member of a gang that affects cyberware, leather clothing, and random violence. Combat drugs, any one of a series of designer drugs created to increase speed, stamina, and reflexes. Chilled, to be cool, to be together. Chippin' in, to buy cyberware for the first time, to cast your lot with a group, to connect with a machine. Chumbada, or chumba, Neo-Afro-American slang for a friend or family member. Chew-to, or chew, street slang for alcohol, as used in vehicle power plants. The vast majority of vehicles in the 2000s are fueled by an advanced form of alcohol with a higher burning temperature than normal methanol. Chromer, 21st century heavy metal rock fan. See also chromatic rocker, chromatic rock. Chromatic rock, a type of heavy metal characterized by heavy electronics, simple rhythms, and violent lyrics. Cybered up, to get as much cyberware implanted as possible before you go over the edge. Data term, a street corner information machine with a screen, net inputs, and a keyboard. Disc, record, recording, a laser disc. Dwarfs, street slang for synthetic endorphins, a designer drug that increases healing powers, limits fatigue, and produces a rush similar to a second wind. Exotic, a human biosculpted with non-human elements, such as fur, long ears, fangs, etc. The face, the interface, jacking into the net. Flatline, to kill, a dead person or thing. Go Leo, to make the trip into low Earth orbit, i.e. to visit one of the inner space stations. Gyro, small 1 or 2 man helicopters used mostly in police work and corporate strike situations. Handle, a nickname, a working name you are known by on the street. Hydro, street slang for hydrogen fuel, used to power a sizable number of vehicles in the 2000s. Input, girlfriend. Keyboard, street slang for a computer interface deck with manual keys, also a terminal. Netrun, to interface with the net and use it to hack into data fortresses. Output, boyfriend. Polymer one-shot, any cheap plastic pistol, usually in the 5 to 6 millimeter range. Poser gang, any group whose members all affect a specific look, style, or body sculpt. Ripper Doc, surgeon specializing in implanting illegal cyberware. Ronin, a freelance assassin or mercenary, usually considered to be untrustworthy. Rocker boy or girl, a musician or performer who uses his or her art to make a political, social statement. Rocker boys are not the same as rock stars, who are usually owned by recording media corps and are apolitical. Samurai, a corporate assassin or mercenary hired to protect corporation property to make strikes against other corporate holdings. Slamming on it, to get violent, to attack someone without reason. The street, wherever you live, late at night, the subculture, the underground. Stuff it, to have sex, also to forget about something. Start here. 1. Origins and personal style. What do you look like and where do you come from? Dress and personal style. In Cyberpunk, what you look like is what you are. Fashion is action, and style is everything. Roll 1d10 3 times, once per column, to decide what your style is. Rolled apparel goes biker leathers, blue jeans, corporate suits, jumpsuits, miniskirts, high fashion, camos, normal clothes, nude, and bad glady chic. Hairstyles go mohawk, long and ratty, short and spiked, wild and all over, bald, stripped, tinted, neat and short, short and curly, long and straight. Affectations go tattoos, mirror shades, ritual scars, spiked gloves, nose rings, earrings, long fingernails, spike-heeled boots, weird contact lenses, and fingerless gloves. Ethnic origins. The cyberpunk world is multicultural and multinational. Where you come from determines your native language, customs, and allegiance. Choose or roll one nationality, then choose a native tongue from the options listed for that ethnic type. This is your native language, which you speak at a +8. In addition, you also automatically know street slang, a universal polyglot of English, French, German, Japanese, and half a dozen other languages. Anglo-American, which has English, African, which has Bantu, Fonte, Congo, Ashanti, Zulu, Swahili, Japanese Korean having Japanese Korean, Central European or Soviet has Bulgarian, Russian, Czech, Polish, Ukrainian, and Slavic. Pacific Islander has Micronesian, Tagalong, Polynesian, Malayan, Sudanese, Indonesian, Hawaiian. Chinese Southeast Asian has Burmese, Cantonese, Mandarin, Thai, Tibetan, Vietnamese. Black American has English and Black folk. Hispanic American has Spanish, English. Central South American has Spanish and Portuguese. And finally, European has French, German, English, Spanish, Italian, Greek, Danish, Dutch, Norwegian, Swedish, and Finnish. 2. Family background. Who are you and where did you come from? Everybody on the street has a story and a past they're trying to live with. What's yours? I won't read all the dice rolls and their outcomes. This is where you can sort of start rolling and seeing what combinations you get. As you can see, there's a lot. If you do the multiplication, it comes out to, I'm pretty sure, over 500 possible combinations. 3. Motivations. What makes you tick? Will you back up your friends or go out for the main chance? What's important to you? 4. Life events. You know where you came from and what you look like. Now, let's take a look at the major events that made you what you are. Roll 2d6 plus 16 to determine your character's age, or pick any age 16 or greater. For each year of your character's life past age 16, roll 1d10. Check the chart below, and go to that section of the life path. What happens there is the major event that shaped your character's life for that year. When you're done, come on back here and roll the next year's main event. 4A, big problems, big wins. Living on the edge means taking big risks. This year, you took some serious chances. Did it pay off, or did you go down in the street? Roll 1d10. On an even roll, you scored big. On an odd roll, you took a hit. Friends and enemies. Living on the edge means you don't do things halfway. Your friends are tight, and your enemies are ruthless. If you're here, it's because your social life took a major turn. For the worse? This year. Roll 1d10. On a 1 to 5, you made a friend. On a 6 to 10, you made an enemy. 4C, romantic life. There's more to life than just combat and bad breaks. Romance is also a part of living on the edge. If you're here, you had some romantic action on your major event this year. Start by finding out how it worked out below. And that was section 3, Tales from the Street. I'll be honest, this was the first time I actually read this section, because usually when it comes to generating like a background and stuff, especially for like D&D 5th edition, I sort of turn my brain off because it's telling me how to roleplay. But I didn't realize how many different paths you could take, and all the tables tell you, like, go back to this table, see what your enemy or friend is like, go back to this table, your lover's like this, or like, you had a tragic falling out, go back to this table and see how it turned out. Did you get lucky or did disaster strike? And it seems like a lot of these things have a direct correlation to your character and their abilities. So when you build a background in this, you're making a huge difference for your character. And this isn't just one, like, once-over. You can roll multiple years and develop, like, a hugely different character by the end of it. I gotta say, I was super surprised. I think this is a great background generator. I probably wouldn't use it for every single character I want to make in the game, but if you have players that lack motivation or imagination for how their character would behave and like certain things that you can expound upon as a referee, a game master, then I would say sit them through a couple rounds of this. They'll have a crazy long background just from this alone. Usually a lot of players who play D&D and stuff, they typically like to have like insane backgrounds where like they were once the most powerful being in the world and now somehow they got back to being level 1. This is pretty good. This is a better alternative than to like most character creators I've ever tried out or done myself, honestly. I'll certainly be using this when I start first running my first game. I haven't played a single game of this, but I've been studying this book like crazy. So yeah, this is getting me pretty excited. That's all I have for this section. I will see you in the next one.